Okay,
And we're
go.
rolling.
Okay. Hey, all you nosies. I'm Alequah.
Sorry, I was taking a sip of my
Oh
thing.
my God. Okay. This is it. This is the end. See you next week.
Okay,
um.
I'm
Okay.
ready. And
Okay. We'll start
I'm
over.
Jasmine. Okay.
Oh. Okay. Jesus. Hey, all you nosies. I'm Alequah.
And I'm Jasmine, and welcome to this episode of Nosy Nancy Season 4.
I believe this is the 5th episode.
Episode 5.
Yeah. I've been having a crash out. Okay, first of all, not to talk shit about the great Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, because I love him and I'm not over his death. But I've been crashing out because did you know that he changed his will before he died to give Sharon a dozen roses each week
Oh,
for the rest of her life?
that's so sweet. I'm like,
I know
is
it.
that it? Like, what the fuck would you do? I saved the bouquets, so.
Oh, for what? Oh, from your wedding?
Like, any bouquet that Todd's ever given me, I've saved. So, like, that's a lot of
Oh.
dried flowers
I
that
know.
she would
Well,
have
you
to
would
figure
just
out
have
what to do with.
you just have a room full of, and they were black roses too.
Aww.
I know, but like, what are men doing
Exactly.
in our lives? Ugh, I've just had it.
Did I tell you that we went over to a friend's house and they were streaming the last
Yeah, the
concert, and it was
concert.
like so sad to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to like talk about it because we talked about it last week, but like, I'm just, it's crazy.
Let's talk about somebody who's doing actually really well. So,
Yeah.
Todd's dad, Brad, we
Mm-hmm.
we got him some tickets to go see William Shatner. They were screening like The Wrath of Khan, and then William Shatner comes out at the end and does like a Q&A.
Right.
So, we sat there. The movie ends at like 9:30, and then there's like a brief intermission and William Shatner comes out. It's like 10 o'clock. First of all, William Shatner is 94 years old, and Todd and
Oh
I
my
are
God.
sitting there fucking yawning and like dead ass tired. William Shatner comes out. He's absolutely on. Like, you can't tell at all how old he is. Like, and he looks like he's in his 60s. You know, that's what they
Yeah.
say is you need to be like a little heavier when you get older, because that way you're not all gaunt and sickly looking. You don't look old.
Yeah.
But he comes out. They've got some radio personality interviewing him. You can tell that he's just absolutely like done with this guy. He doesn't, they don't seem to like each other. Well, William Shatner doesn't seem to like him at all. But they have
Mm.
two like large chairs, like, you know, lounge chairs, where they can sit down for the Q&A. William Shatner does not sit down except for like in between each question to be asked the question. And then he stands up and he's moving all around the stage. And I mean, we got done at like midnight. I think we left there at midnight.
And y'all were like dead ass tired,
We are dead
probably.
ass tired. William Shatner is going to keep on going. He's got like VIP shit going on like after all of this. And this was on like a Wednesday night. So it's
Well,
a
he
school
probably
night.
he probably slept till like 3 o'clock that day. He
Well,
probably had
maybe
nothing
so,
doing.
but why the fuck is William Shatner doing better than me?
Yeah, I know. Why does a 95-year-old man have more energy than both of us combined?
Yeah,
It's the hormones in
it
the
was
milk.
so it was so
I'm just kidding.
it was so embarrassing because I'm yawning. Even just filing out of there, I'm like, God, how many stairs are there? And then William Shatner's just dancing all around the stage.
How many stairs are there? That's, yeah. No, honestly, I've gotten to the point with my old age, because I am old, and I have gotten to the point where, like, after I work at the shop, I only work at the shop now 2 days a week. And if I come home I literally lay in my bed from 5 o'clock until midnight. That's what happens. I come home, I feed my dogs. Sometimes I'll exercise, but not typically after a long day. Yeah. And I'll just rot for the rest of the night in my bed. Nobody's bugging me. Yeah. Okay.
I don't exercise. I come home. We figure out what we're going to eat. Usually we end up watching, a show or whatever and eating, and then we go to bed.
Because William Shatner is a short person.
Yeah.
He's not a big guy, right?
Yeah. I
think short people live longer. They're just like little... You know how, like, big dogs and little dogs have different lifespans?
Yeah.
I think it's the same with people. Yeah.
I could see
it. Chihuahuas live, 15, 16 years, and, Great Danes live like 7. So...
Yeah. Honestly.
He's basically a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
William Shatner.
Just a little Chihuahua man.
Just a little Chihuahua boy.
94 years old.
Mm-hmm. Golly. Both my grandparents were shrimps on my dad's side.
Oh,
and they
really?
lived to be... Yeah, my grandpa died at like 92 and my grandmother died at 95.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They're both short as hell.
I'm thinking if I make it to my 60s, that's all I have in me. That's it. That's all I'm planning 60s? On. Yeah.
I think it's gone up because I think last year when we talked about this, you said 50s.
Yeah. I mean, I want to stick around. I want to stick around for Todd. But if he's not going to be around, then I don't want to be either.
Todd will live a long time. He's a nerd. Nerds live forever.
That is true. Okay.
Yeah, they don't do anything, So, like, I mean...
There's no risk.
There's really not. The only thing that could happen is that he could walk off of a bridge or something while playing Pokemon Go. But I don't even think people play that game anymore, so I think he's probably pretty safe. Yeah. Todd's a good boy. He doesn't text and drive like somebody that I know. He doesn't do anything crazy.
Who are you?
He just watches.
Who are you talking about? Me?
You. Yes, and me actually.
I do the audio, the voice to text.
Oh God, that's even worse. No. You know why that's worse?
Why?
Because they never get it right, and you have to correct it.
Okay, Alequah, you got me. All right, you got me.
You got me, okay?
You got me.
Well,
feel good?
No, actually, I feel bad. I don't. It didn't make me happy. This hurts me more than it hurts you.
I can tell.
Okay, tell me about your person.
Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So the lady that I'm going to tell you about is Jane McDonald Crone. So Jane was a 34-year-old recently divorced mother of 2. She disappeared November 12th, 1993. She left her home near Magnolia, Texas to go to work at Barker Hughes Tool Company, which is in Houston. And then after work that evening, she is known to have went out with some friends and visited 3 different nightclubs in Harris County. One was the City Limits Club.
Okay.
The other was Willie's Nightclub. And then went to Twig's Club, which, I mean, it's the 90s and this is Texas. So these all were honky tonks. You know, Garth Brooks was super popular at the time before he became Chris Gaines.
Oh my God. I forgot about the Chris Gaines era.
Not me.
I think everybody did
except me.
Except for him. Yeah, you and him. He probably can't forget that. for the life of him. He's probably paid people to forget about that. I would have.
I actually saw a meme earlier today of Ozzy passing his Prince of Darkness crown along to Chris Gaines.
Oh my God. Imagine. Ugh. I do love a good honky tonk though.
You know,
I have tried to fight the Texas thing for a long time. I don't want, I was like, I didn't love country when I was a kid, a teenager. I thought it was stupid. But now I'm embracing it. Give me fringe. I want fringe everything. I want brisket.
Fringe
I want
is
cowboy
sick.
boots. Oh my God, fringe is so sick.
I don't love the hats, honestly.
No.
I can deal
I
with
love
the cowboy hats.
But a cute cowboy hat, though, with like on a hot summer day.
I don't have a head for hats.
Me either, actually. Me either.
But you know what I've always loved? The look of like a flowy little dress with the cowboy boots.
Me too. I wish I could pull that off, but I can't.
I don't. But I try anyway.
I think you. Oh, Jasmine. Ugh, shut up. You could pull off anything.
No, it's not true. It's not true.
So true. It's
let me shave my head and then
okay, maybe not that.
and then we can talk.
You know who you would probably look like with a shaved head?
Somebody who got hit.
No.
Somebody who has an old war injury.
You're like a sloth from fucking the Goonies. No.
Basically, that's what my bangs are covering.
No. No, that chick, Rose McGowan. You would look like Rose McGowan with a shaved head.
Please.
Yes, you would. You 1,000%. Yes, you would.
No.
Yes, you would. Yes. I would look like Rose McGowan if she was on the movie Goonies, but actually was just sloth. That's what I would look like. Yeah. I would look like Rose McGowan if she actually wasn't Rose McGowan and she was just sloth. Just sloth.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
No, ma'am. You would look. I think you would look actually super cute with a shaved head.
No, I wouldn't. I would look terrible. My hair is like my hair is like 80% of my personality and of my looks.
And of your height.
And of my my hair is 100% of my height, okay? It's like all I am. You know Cousin It? Yeah. Exactly. All right, sorry. So she went to honky tonks.
So she went to 3 honky tonks in the Houston area, Northwest Houston area, that were all kind of clustered together, really. So her last known sighting was around 1 a.m. She was dancing with an unidentified man who introduced himself as David. Nobody really knows if that's the man's name. But he was described as being 5'11", about 160 pounds, having dark hair, a mustache, and of course a cowboy hat, which probably everybody at the
time. Yeah.
Her ex-husband reported her missing on November 15th, 1993. So, a couple of days later, after she disappeared. So her ex-husband had reported her missing on November 15th, and on November 16th, her blue 1982 Ford Mustang with a license plate number of FXY01G was found abandoned on Decision Street near Roberts Cemetery Road in Magnolia, which was less than 3 blocks away from her home.
That's spooky.
There was nothing in the car, no like purse or identification found, nothing except her textbooks from North Harris County College in Tomball, Texas, which was a community college she was attending. But there were no signs of violence or anything. A work crew in the area said that they saw her vehicle parked where it was found on November 13th, which was the day of her disappearance, at about 7 p.m. So,
oh my God. So it was there for 3 days?
so it was there for 3 days.
Jesus. And nobody like noticed that, I guess?
Well, the work crew did, but I think that it was after the police were like looking for information that they came forward, and they were like, yeah, we saw that it's been parked there for a few days. So that's it. But get this. So for years, you know, she's missing. They don't really have any information. But on March 10th, 2021, so 4 years ago, Yucatan Magazine published an article titled "Missing Texas Woman Found in Monterey After 27 Years." This article stated that a man in Monterey named Nuevo Leon shared a social media post claiming that he found a disoriented woman walking around downtown in early March 2021. She spoke English and she claimed to be Jane McDonald. The man offered her assistance. He gave her like water and sunscreen and took a picture of her and shared her on Facebook, just basically like asking people for help. And everybody was like, oh, that looks like someone who's been missing from Texas, Jane McDonald. So I guess she kind of like disappeared from sight shortly after. He did alert the authorities, but by the time they got there, she was gone and they couldn't find her anymore. This is a heavily debated resurface because authorities have never confirmed that that is or isn't Jane. Jane's own children reportedly have not received any communication that their mother was even possibly found, or that someone was walking, you know, around who looked like her a little bit and was going by her name.
Okay, but I don't think that that's weird, and I'll tell you why. Because if she's in Mexico, right? That's where he said he found her, in Monterey, Mexico.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because she disappeared without a trace, left her car, you know, everything behind. She was probably more than likely kidnapped.
Right.
And usually what happens with kidnapping, especially if it's for human trafficking, sex trafficking, what they'll do is they'll take the person and then they'll threaten them with like, you do this and we won't kill your family.
Yeah.
If you try to escape, if you try to contact your loved ones, we will kill them.
Right.
So if she was kidnapped, and let's say she was trafficked and brought down to Mexico, it wouldn't surprise me that she hasn't had any contact with her family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the police didn't contact the kids.
So the police never contacted them and said, your mother could have been found.
Right.
Yeah, this is the Montgomery Police Department. Does that surprise you?
No.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, specifically, people said that it looked like her.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting.
It is interesting. But she does remain a missing person since she never was actually identified to be in Monterey. So if you have information on Jane's disappearance, please contact the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office or the Texas DPS Missing Persons Clearinghouse or the FBI Field Office in Houston. Her name is case number is MP2929. Also NCICM 798-30516, which both remain active. And there is also family DNA in the system, which should be able to identify any unidentified remains, should there ever be any that match her profile.
Trafficking is a huge problem in our area, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And I was looking the other day because we're trying to do this in order of, you know, like when they went missing. Yeah, when they went missing, from the oldest cases to the newest cases. Mm-hmm. So I was looking the other day at my list of people, and I did notice that the dates, like, there's a lot of people who go missing in November, December, like closer to the major holidays where everybody is traveling. And it would be it would make all the sense in the world that, like, maybe times like that is more prevalent for people to go missing because of human trafficking. Like, it would
Maybe.
be easy just to grab somebody thinking that they don't live around the area and they're just visiting family for the holiday or whatever.
Oh, that's a good point.
To, like, throw people off the scent of, like, if they don't live there, they have no ties except maybe like family or friends or whoever they may be visiting. I don't know. Just a thought.
Rodney Stokely went missing in January, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it January or was it December? And the guy that I'm going to talk to you about today, he also went missing in December. That is that is a coincidence for sure, I think.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something to take note of.
Yeah, I agree.
See, when did he went missing? January 22nd was when Rodney Stokely went missing. I think Beatrice went missing as well. And yeah, she also went missing in the colder months because I remember thinking, why was she out by herself?
Like, Lorraine Light went missing literally the day before Thanksgiving. Rita Hughes went missing December 6th. Something to note.
There's a docuseries on Netflix right now called Amy Bradley is Missing. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it yet.
I'm going to tell you so you don't have to watch it.
Okay.
Let me set the time. Okay. No, it's actually really good. But it's about this girl who went missing, I believe in like 2001, maybe. Okay. I don't remember exact dates. It was early 2000, maybe late 90s. But she basically went on a cruise ship with her parents and her brother and went missing during the cruise. And they believe that she was abducted and then like
thrown overboard.
No, abducted and like trafficked in these islands in Barbados. Oh. Yeah. This was actually a really interesting move that these people did, but they were like basically armchair detectives, right?
Yeah.
People that weren't actually in law enforcement, but were interested in true crime. And they made a website for her because her parents were like, we need her home. You could track IP addresses.
Yeah.
And they were noticing that there was a certain location in Barbados that kept hitting the missing persons page, her missing person page, on birthdays, anniversaries, on holidays, and for years.
Ew.
So they believe that she is alive in Barbados. Plus, people have had there's been eyewitness sightings of her being like, oh no, I saw her in Barbados years ago when I was there vacationing. She was working.
Oh, God.
And they do believe that maybe the reason why she hasn't reached out is because if she was trafficked, she probably had children.
Yeah.
From those encounters.
Right.
And so they've probably threatened to hurt her family in some sort of way. But I was thinking, man, I wish I was more tech savvy because I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
With all these missing people, because that they're going to be watching, they're going to look at pictures of their family members. So right. What these people, what they also noticed was when they posted pictures of her family members, when they posted pictures of themselves onto her website, that same IP address would click on those pictures and look through these pictures of her mom and her dad and her brother. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a pretty good indication that she's still alive.
It's her.
Well, I'm going to tell you about my person. Okay. How about that?
Okay.
How about that, Jasmine?
Okay, I'm ready.
My person today is named Larry Richard Baker Sr. He was also known as Larry Baker. He disappeared from Cleveland, Texas on January 29th, 2010. So the reason why this case is so interesting is because there's a lot of similarities between Larry Baker and Rodney Stokely, the boy that went missing
And
last time.
they went missing like around the same date,
Club.
right?
Yeah, so Rodney went missing in January 22nd of 2008. And then Larry went missing January 29th, 2010.
Okay. Damn.
So what's also really interesting about this case is that Larry worked at the Exxon off of Plum Grove Road, not far from where Rodney Stokely lived.
Wow.
And where he was last seen. So they actually knew each other, even though they were not, they weren't like friends. There's a huge age gap between them, but they did know each other. Like, it's a small town.
Yeah.
Cleveland's a small town. And Rodney would see Larry a lot of the times at Exxon.
Okay. Damn.
I know. Larry was last seen standing on his porch of his house on CR 325 near Plum Grove Road. His sister, who lived with him at the time, who lived on the same property at the time, saw him at that moment. He was 54 years old. He suffered from hypertension and early stage dementia. He also had limited mobility, so it's pretty interesting that he would just walk off.
Right. He wasn't wheelchair bound, but he just had difficulty moving around.
Right. So not unlike Rodney Stokely, when Larry left his house in the early mornings of January 2010, he left his glasses at his house, which, I mean, it's a pretty important thing to like leave if you have to have glasses to see. Which is a pretty weird, I think, a red flag.
Right.
After his sister reported him missing, there was an immediate search by the Liberty County Sheriff's Office, Cleveland Fire Department, Plum Grove firefighters, and Texas EquuSearch. They searched nearby woods and dragged ponds on the property, but no trace was ever found. In March of 2015, ground penetrating radar, sonar scanning, and pond draining near the property yielded no evidence, debris, or remains, even though rumors had circulated that he might have been harmed and hidden on the property.
Oh my God.
But no proof has emerged. He worked at the Exxon when Rodney went missing in 2008. But he did not work at the Exxon any longer in 2010 when he himself went missing, because his health had gotten so bad he had went ahead and retired. I do want to go over some other similarities between the two of them. Both of them disappeared near Cleveland, Texas, and both were last seen near Plum Grove Road. They both were last seen late at night, leaving familiar locations. So Larry Baker, was last seen around 1 a.m. outside of his own house, where Rodney Stokely vanished around 12:30 a.m. from an apartment complex that, apparently one of his friends lived in. So he wasn't unfamiliar with that area.
Right.
They both abandoned personal items at the places where they went missing from. So like I said in last episode, Rodney had left his wallet, his skateboard, his coat, everything but his cell phone,
everything.
basically. Yeah. And Larry left his glasses, which is a pretty pertinent thing, I think, to leave. Even though there's a big age gap between the two of them, they were both vulnerable in their own ways. So like Larry suffered from high blood pressure, diabetes, early dementia, and reduced mobility. Rodney, even though he didn't have health problems, he was still a young man. That also is considered a vulnerability, right?
And was Rodney inebriated in any way also?
I mean, I didn't find any information about that, but I'm sure he I'm sure there was alcohol at the party.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
But because he was alone late at night on a road,
Yeah.
they were both very vulnerable.
Right.
Both of their cases yielded no results. So even though they both had thorough investigations, none of the investigations yielded any kind of fruitful information or any kind of like leads to anything.
Okay.
In both cases, Texas EquuSearch coordinated extensive volunteer-led searches in wooded and water-filled areas. And authorities in both cases investigated ponds, woods, and property in Cleveland and the surrounding areas. Because Larry Baker was 54 at the time and had suffered from illnesses, he was classified as endangered missing person. And also Rodney Stokely on the opposite side of the scale, he was 19 when he went missing, and he was also classified as endangered missing due to his age and the circumstances of which he went missing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Another thing we touched on was the timeline. They both went missing almost exactly to the day 2 years later, and from the same road.
That's crazy.
They share striking patterns. Both involved a late night disappearance in or near Cleveland, Texas. In both cases, personal effects were abandoned, suggesting unexpected departures. Extensive paired searches by communities and EquuSearch turned up nothing, fueling uncertainty. In both cases, remain open and classified as endangered, highlighting the vulnerability of the missing individuals. So there really is a lot of similarities between the two of them, even though they're very different in age and in health. You know what I mean?
Well, and it is interesting because I think both, like, from a police standpoint, both seemingly, like, obviously Rodney was leaving the party where the couple, like, were arguing and, like, set him off. But I do think it's interesting that, like, they lived in the same town. It's a small town. They're off of the same road. They're both out alone,
out late at night.
Very easy.
Or early in the morning. Yeah.
Very easy for, something to happen to them under the cover of darkness, if it's a popular place to pick up, victims, then, why couldn't it be the same person or group of people to take both of them?
Right. I mean, the fact that they knew each other in passing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure Larry, I think I watched a video where Larry's brother said, yeah, no, I mean, he knew about Rodney's disappearance.
Right.
Like, I mean, he didn't know what happened, but he knew of it. Like, he heard about it. They had, brushed shoulders, so to speak, basically, because Rodney was a kid. He was always walking around and doing stuff. And, apparently he had been to that Exxon multiple times before.
Yeah.
Not only did he work near where Rodney lived, he also lived near where Rodney lived as well. Like, he wasn't far from where he worked at the Exxon.
Well, and chances are that they knew a lot of the same people as it is, I mean, it's definitely, I would say, less common than having people, friends your own age, but it's not like a 19-year-old can't be, friends with older individuals and vice versa,
That's what we're talking about. People are friendly. They, they want to know their neighbors. They, they want to talk about what's happening in that small town Texas is basically, I mean, it's a community. People know each other. Yeah, whether they may not like each other, but they know each other.
Yeah.
Plum Grove Road is a really interesting area. And this isn't, I mean, as I've highlighted before in Rodney's episode, like, there's been a lot of missing people. There have been a lot of car wrecks. There's been a lot of murders
Shit
and kidnappings.
going on.
Yeah,
Plum
so
Grove Road.
exactly. It's kind of terrifying,
Yeah.
really. If you have any information related to Larry Baker's disappearance, authorities request that you contact the Liberty County Sheriff's Office via Sergeant Brian Bortz or Captain Mark Ellington at 936-336-4500. The Texas Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 1-800-346-3243. Community United Effort, CUE, Center for Missing Persons. The tip line at 910-232-1687, or you can contact the main line at 910-343-1131. You could also... Larry has been featured on various missing persons databases, such as the Charlie Project, Doe Network, and the NamUs. So I don't have his numbers right now for all that, but he is on those websites as well.
Okay.
All right. That's all I have for him.
I mean, that's pretty solid. And it's fucking weird. The circumstances.
Really weird. Yeah, also, there's been a lot of people, too, not only Plum Grove Road, but there's been a lot of people being, like, getting on buses and never returning.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like, with Rita Mae Hughes, like, her husband's just like, oh, yeah, I dropped her off, and it's like nobody ever confirmed that they saw her there. There was no, like, ticket that was produced to prove, like, yeah, she was supposed to go here, you know?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of, like, I understand why there's these cases, or like why they dubbed this the Missing Texas 40, because these cases are all, they may not be connected, but it is all so strange.
Yeah.
It's just strange. Why are there so many missing people from these counties?
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
And it's scary how, like, if it is, you know, cases of abduction, it's scary how easy it is to abduct people. I work with a girl named Marlene who is, like, she is a lovely, lovely girl. She believes the best in everybody.
Oh gosh, she's gonna get kidnapped.
And she's young. That's what we're all the time. She's like, I don't notice my surroundings, and we're all the time like, you need to be focusing on, like, what people around you are doing.
Arlene!
And, like,
what are you doing?
And she's like, oh, I'm gonna take a trip to Spain at the end of the year. And we're like, are you going with an adult? Like, you can't go.
My God, how old is she?
She's like 23.
Yeah, I'm 40 and I wouldn't go without an adult. Yeah. Okay. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. And Marlene needs to not do it. Or Marlene. What's her name?
Marlene.
Don't do it, Marlene.
That's what
God.
I told her, you know, you're going to have to turn on your Life 360 and let let us follow you.
Honestly, I always tell people, I go, listen to me. I have a true crime podcast. Does that mean anything? No. But I will tell you this. I deal with murder all the time. Yeah. And you know who gets murdered the most?
Young
women.
Ladies.
Yeah. But it sucks because, like, we should be able to go to Spain if we want to.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that that's how she feels. And I'm like, you know, I get it. But don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just have a dream. Just have your dream.
Just have a dream.
Just have a dream.
Have you thought about dreaming about going there instead of actually going there?
Doesn't that sound safer?
Yeah. Sure, you could fly, but also you could just daydream.
That's true. It's free.
It's free. Daydreaming is free. So, All right. Well, I'm done. Are you done?
I'm done.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this week's missing person. This week's missing person is named Erica Nicole DeBoard. She is 32 years old and she's been missing since May 22nd, 2025. She was last known to be in the Lake Travis area, so not too far from here, but basically like Navajo Pass, Travis County, Texas.
Okay.
Erica has a history of mental illness and she may be disorientated or unable to communicate. She has brown hair. She has brown eyes. She's 5'4" and approximately 145 pounds. She does have a tattoo on her inner wrist. She has a tattoo on her left outer ankle. It's a pink breast cancer ribbon. She has a tattoo on her left shoulder blade. And then also a tattoo on her right buttock. It's a medium-sized heart. She has surgical scars on her left outer hip from November 2021. So it's not an old scar. It's a pretty fresh one.
Wow.
If you have seen her or have any information, please call or text her mother at 512-739-2141. It does look like she has been reported missing, so you could probably also contact the Austin Police Department as well.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. If anybody does have somebody missing, I just want to let people know the importance of, like listing that person's stats, like age, height, approximate weight, any type of markings that they may have, like tattoos, scars, war wounds, like whatever, just so that if people do, see them out and about, it's a little more easier to determine, like,
Identify.
hey, that's them.
Yeah.
For sure, that's them. Rather than just a basic, kind of a more rudimentary, like, oh, is that them? I don't know. Like, let me bring up their picture and see, and then they're gone.
Yeah. And generally, the more information is just the better way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was a pretty good episode, I think.
I think so too. I'm a fan.
And
I'm a fan of it.
all right. You just hear crickets. All right. Well, if you like our podcast, you can follow us on Instagram.
It's a Nosy Nancy's.
And on Facebook.
It's a Nosy Nancy's podcast.
You can also join our Patreon. It's $5 to join. But you can also join for free if you just want to support us.
And be cutesy.
And be cutesy. But that's Nosy Nancy's podcast as well. If you have any thoughts or prayers or information or missing people you want us to highlight or any ideas, you can email us at nosynancies@gmail.com. That's NOSEYNANCIES@gmail.com. Whoa. I think I said that right. Wait, what did I say?
NOSEYNANCIES.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pretty sure. @gmail.com. I think that's basically it, isn't it?
I think so. If you have any Chris Gaines content or stories that you would like to share, email those to us as well. We love reading humor.
Chris Gaines. Yeah, if you want to just go ahead and torture us, go ahead and do that. That'd be great. Because honestly, I'm not suffering enough in this world. I can always suffer some more. Apparently, according to Jasmine.
Performance art. Chris Gaines.
Oh, God. Love you so much.
Stay tuned.
Okay, ciao.